Thank you for that. I'm so used to things falling at my feet. 10 years ago, I was diagnosed with lupus, an autoimmune condition that caused severe nerve damage and a myriad of other symptoms. Over the years, I developed a resilient leadership framework that helped me navigate the workplace and manage the disease. But 2 months ago, I lost control of my body. I was in a hospital room when the doctor said to me, "Your kidneys have failed." In that moment, everything I thought I knew about being a strong leader stopped working. No amount of planning could change it. No amount of pushing through could fix it. And I realized something that we don't talk about often enough in leadership. We are deeply conditioned to be in control. Control of outcomes, perceptions, and ourselves. But what happens when control is no longer an option? I turn to nature for answers. The caterpillar does not become a butterfly by trying to control the process. It enters a chrysalis, and inside that, something extraordinary happens, even frightening. It doesn't just grow wings. In fact, it dissolves completely into something scientists call imaginal cells, the blueprint of what it is becoming. But something fascinating happens. The existing structure, the identity of the caterpillar, attacks it because it sees it as a threat. That's transformation, because transformation feels like loss before it feels like growth. Leadership truly begins when it begins not when things are predictable, but when the old ways of operating stop working. When control fails and we are asked to become someone we've never been before. I've learned over the years that we need to turn inwards. So I invite you to look at resilience through the lens of these 4 capacities: self-awareness, compassion, curiosity, and resourcefulness. I call it the SCCR framework. 4 capacities that allow leaders to transform rather than break under pressure. Self-awareness, because you cannot lead what you cannot see. In moments of uncertainty, leaders focus outward on the problem, people, and outcomes. But what's more important is what's happening inside. The patterns, fears, the need for control. Self-awareness is what allows you to notice when you're just reacting instead of responding. It's the moment you step out of autopilot. Second, compassion. This is where most high performers struggle, because we are taught that pressure produces results. So we turn that pressure inwards. We become harder on ourselves, more critical, less forgiving. But inside the chrysalis, transformation is not driven by force. It's supported by conditions created by compassion. Compassion changes how we meet ourselves in moments of difficulty. We cannot sustain leadership if we are constantly at war with ourselves. And then curiosity, the pattern interrupter. When everything feels uncertain, our instinct is to tighten control. But curiosity asks a different question. What is this moment asking of me? Not how do I fix this? It creates space for new thinking to emerge. This is where the imaginal cells, the future version of you, begins to take shape. And then lastly, resourcefulness. When control disappears, you know what's left behind? Not perfection, but the ability to adapt, to respond to what is available to you. It's not about having all the answers. It's about trusting that you can navigate even without them. Most leaders try to avoid the chrysalis because it feels like uncertainty and loss, like not knowing who you are anymore. But that's exactly where transformation happens. I didn't choose that hospital moment, but I definitely chose how to lead through it. Through awareness, I chose to listen, to slow down, and confront the limitations of control. And in doing so, it helped me to heal completely and deepen how I lead, not from performance, but from presence. So the question is not how do I stay in control, but who do I become when control is no longer an option? Because leadership is not tested when everything's working. It's tested when your old identity begins to dissolve and something new is trying to emerge. Like the caterpillar, remember, you're not breaking, you are reorganizing. So will you resist the process, or will you develop the capacity to lead through it? And like the caterpillar in my own chrysalis, my framework unlocked a new level of awareness. And through that, I completely healed. And I can say, I no longer have lupus, and my kidneys have totally recovered, so I can stand here with you today.